41. Armor, Swords, and a Plan. We decided to have lunch at Tully's as usual. Today, I'd go for the meat set meal. Serena and Sharon copied me and ordered the meat set meal. Ilno went for the fish, and Clelia, of course, got the large meat set. Sharon, don't you two need armor too? Clelia asked. Armor? Do we really need it? Sharon replied. Oh, right, I completely forgot. If they bought armor of a similar grade to mine, it would be around 30,000 guineas each, so 60,000 for two. No, the cost doesn't matter. I'm getting weird, thinking only about money. Of course, their safety is the top priority. You're right, we definitely need something to protect ourselves. Let's head to Zark's shop after this. If anyone knows where to get good swords, it'd be Zark. After finishing our hearty lunch, we immediately went to Zark's shop. Hey Zark, we're back again. Oh, it's been a while. Did you add more members? Are they twins by any chance? They are. We came to buy armor for these two. Speaking of which, what kind of armor would you two prefer? Something as easy to move in as possible. What Clelia and the others are wearing, that's a bit much, Sharon said. I'd also like something that doesn't restrict my movement, Serena added. Then leather armor it is. We just got some perfect ones in stock. He led us to the leather armor section, and where my armor had been displayed, there was new armor. It looked similar to mine, but somehow different. The price tag read 40,000 guineas. This is new armor that just arrived from the capital. Alan, it's the new model of the one you bought. What? Is mine already outdated? The basic features haven't changed, but there are some minor differences. Zark, ever the shopkeeper, began explaining the armor's features to Serena and Sharon. Huh? A magic tool? Sharon exclaimed in surprise when Zark explained that the armor was a type of magic tool. I'll take this one, Sharon declared. Me too, Serena chimed in. All right, I recommend this armor too. Zark, how much for two? Oh, two, huh? Well, how about 62,000 guineas with a 20% discount plus a little extra off? Okay, deal. As I was about to pay, Serena and Sharon pulled gold out of their leather pouches, large gold coins. We'll pay for the armor ourselves. Aren't those large gold coins? Where did you get them? I didn't even need to ask. From the ship, of course. How much did you bring? We each brought 30 large gold coins and some smaller ones. That's a total of 60 large gold coins, or 6 million guineas. That's a lot of money. Oh, right, when I carried Serena's luggage in, one of her bags felt unusually heavy, so that's what it was. Alan, Sharon and the others are part of the party, aren't they? Shouldn't it be paid for with party funds? Clelia interjected. You're right, Serena, Sharon, this is equipment for party members, so we'll pay with party funds. Huh? Really? All right, Zark, here you go. I paid Zark 62,000 guineas. Thank you for your business. Now, please come over here so I can take your measurements. Zark began measuring Serena. It took about 10 minutes to finish. Next, you, miss. My measurements are exactly the same as Serena's, so there's no need to measure. Oh, right. Twins are convenient, aren't they? Well, their measurements probably are the same. It would be surprising if they weren't. Zark, I also want to buy swords. Do you have any recommendations? For recommendations, it's gotta be one of our affiliated shops. It's 5 doors down to the right, just outside the shop. A guy named Joe wants it. You guys are pretty famous at the affiliated shops, so I think he'll give you a discount if you go. So there are affiliated shops after all. Thars really has his hands in a lot of businesses. Really? That's a big help. I'll head over there right away. The armor fitting will be done in 3 days. Come pick them up then. Understood. Thanks for everything. We left the shop and headed 5 doors down to the right. As expected, it wasn't a large shop, but it was clean and well kept. Welcome. If you're looking for anything, don't hesitate to ask. A fairly young man, who seemed to be the owner, called out to us as soon as we entered. Are you Joe? I'm Alan, introduced by Zark from the armor shop. Oh, Mr. Allen, I've heard about you. You're the benefactor of the Grand Master, aren't you? If you buy anything, I'll give you a discount. Oh, really? That helps a lot. I'm looking to buy swords for these two, so please help us out. Serena, Sharon, what kind of swords do you want? We don't really know what kind of swords. What kind of sword do you use, Alan? Sharon asked. Right, Sharon and the others have probably never even touched a sword. I drew my sword from my hip and offered it to Sharon. Oh, isn't that a magic sword? It looks like a fine piece of work. Joe said that as soon as he saw the sword. A magic sword? A magic sword? Really? Sharon questioned. That's right. It's a sword whose sharpness dramatically increases when magic towers flow through it. Swords of this quality are rare, but we have a few here. So that's it, a magic sword. My sword was a magic sword? So the reason I couldn't use Final Blade with Bat's kitchen knife was because it wasn't a magic sword. A magic sword? Show me. Sharon and the others seem interested in things of magical origin. Joe carefully carried 10 swords in a case from the back of the shop. These are the magic swords we have here. Come to think of it, clearly a sword also glowed, but I've never seen Elna's glow. Is Elna's sword not a magic sword? Is Elna's sword not a magic sword? Of course not. It would be presumptuous for someone like me to use a magic sword. That's not true at all. Elna protects me. Alan, can Elna also see the magic swords? Of course, increasing the party's combat power is exactly what I want. By the way, all 10 of these swords are the same price, but they differ slightly in weight and shape, Joe explained. How much is one? One is 120,000 guineas, but with a 20% discount, if you buy them together, I'll make it 95,000 guineas each. Whoa, that's more expensive than I expected. Good thing I secured some funds this morning. Alan, the party didn't have that much money, did it? Clelia asked. You're right. We have about 210,000 guineas left in party funds, but I'll pay for the difference. You can pay me back when the party earns more income. If there's not enough money, we'll pay from the money we have. Originally, this money isn't ours. This is money that Alan should have, Serena said. When she put it that way, perhaps she was right. It was money Iris had given Serena and Sharon. One could even say it was Imperial Army funds. Well, let's talk about money later. Why don't you hurry up and choose your swords? There was a space in the shop set up for practicing sword swings. Serena, Sharon, and Elna picked out swords and practiced there. Elna chose one similar to the sword she currently uses, while Serena and Sharon seemed to be choosing one similar to my sword. I'll take this one. Elna looked incredibly happy after realizing she could use a magic sword. The sword she chose was, indeed, very similar to the one Elna had been carrying. Sharon and Serena were alternately swinging my sword and the shop's swords, trying them out by switching back and forth. Sharon, I'll take the sword you're holding. It's the closest to Alan's sword, Serena said. I was just thinking the same thing. Of course, I'll take this sword. That's the sword I tried first. I have priority. Since when was that a rule? I won't give it up, no matter what you say. It sounds like they're about to argue. Hey, both of you. You don't need to choose a sword that's similar to mine. You should decide based on what's the right length or the right weight. But Alan, they're all pretty similar. In that case, something close to what Alan uses would be better, Serena replied. Sharon, I'm using my betting privilege. Hand over that sword. All right, 2 more times. Sharon handed the sword to Serena, and they seemed to have settled it. They must have had some kind of bet going on. Now all 3 have chosen. All right, Joe, we'll take these 3. Elna, I no longer need the sword I was using. Can I sell it? Joe, do you do trade-ins here? Of course we do. We try to give good prices to customers who buy swords from us. Can I see the sword? Elna handed her sword to Joe. This is one of the best non-magic swords. It's also well maintained. I'll buy it for 30,000 guineas. Elna, is that all right with you? Of course. I didn't think it would be worth 30,000 guineas. Then keep that 30,000 guineas separate from the bill. That money is Elna's. No, of course that money belongs to the party, Elna protested. But it's money from selling your personal item, so isn't it still Elna's? No, Alan. Since we bought a new sword with party funds, it should be party money, Clelia stated. Is that how it works? Then I'll gratefully accept. I paid Joe 255,000 guineas for the swords. Oh, this is a new record for the shop. The 2 of you don't have sword belts, do you? I'll give them to you as a service, so pick out whatever you like. That's right, Sharon and Serena don't have sword belts. Both of them started picking out belts in the belt section. I'll take this one. They seem to have finished choosing their belts. They strapped their swords to their hips. They inserted their laser guns into what was probably a knife holster on the opposite side of their swords. It seems they decided to hang what they had been keeping in their pockets. Thanks for your help, Joe. I'll come again if anything else comes up. Swords need maintenance too. Feel free to drop by anytime. We left the shop and discussed what to do next. We decided to visit the Adventurers Guild as usual and then go practice magic. The Adventurers Guild was just around the corner. Are the things Sharon and Serena are wearing on their hips the same as what Alan has? Ah, I had shown Clelia my laser gun before, but I hadn't shown her how I used it. That's right. They're weapons from the army I belong to. Weapons? Are they really powerful weapons, like a rifle? They don't have an auto-aim function like pulse rifles, but their power is probably comparable to a rifle at close range. That's right. They might be even more powerful than magic at close range. That powerful? Then, just as we entered the Adventurers Guild, someone whispered to me from behind. "Your Royal Highness," the voice said. Clelia turned around in surprise to see 5 men dressed as adventurers. "Your Royal Highness," the voice said. It had been a long time since I'd been called Your Royal Highness. I turned around in surprise and saw familiar faces. "Dalsum, is that you, Dalsum? And all the others too." "Your Royal Highness, it has been a long time. It is good to see you safe and sound." "Yes, and it's wonderful to see all of you safe too. Is this not Viscount Sirio? Why are you in a place like this?" Viscount Sirio was one of my uncle's closest retainers, serving almost as a steward. "It has been a long time, Your Royal Highness. I am ashamed to be still alive like this." "Do not speak of shame. There is no such thing. If you say so, then I am the same." "Clelia, you're drawing attention. We should move somewhere else." "Ah, Alan is right. It just so happened that there were few people today, but drawing attention is not a good idea." "Lady Clelia, who are these people?" Dalsum asked. "They are my companions. It's all right. They are trustworthy. For now, let's move." "If that is the case, we have secured an inn nearby. Let us go there." "Understood. Let's do that." The inn Viscount Sirio mentioned seemed to be truly nearby. It was about a 2-minute walk from the guild. It was a small inn, and they had apparently rented out all the rooms. "This way, Your Royal Highness." The room we entered seemed to be a large common room, and there were familiar faces of the Imperial bards. Including Dalsum and his group, there were about 15 people in total. All of them were dressed like adventurers. "Oh, Your Royal Highness. It's Her Royal Highness. It is good that you are safe. All of you, are you safe?" They all knelt before me, bowing their heads. I am no longer in a position to be treated this way. "Everyone, please raise your heads. More importantly, I want to hear how you all have been since we parted ways." Dalsum began to speak on behalf of the group. He spoke of heading to the kingdom of Sicilio in an empty carriage, fighting adventurers who seemed to be pursuers, and wandering aimlessly through the towns of the kingdom of Sicilio searching for me. It seemed they had endured considerable hardship. When we found that wyvern request at the Adventurers Guild, we felt like we were on top of the world. "Lord Norian, you came up with that, didn't you?" "Yes, Captain Dalsum. That symbol was mine. Lady Clelia and Alan here helped me with the content of the request." Lady Clelia, who are these people?" "These people are my companions. We've formed an adventurer party. Now, let me tell you what happened after I parted ways with all of you." I spoke of being attacked by over 30 greyhounds while traveling to the kingdom of Belta with Captain Anthus of the Imperial Guard, how everyone else perished, how Alan saved me then, how I was gravely injured and recuperating, how I met Elna in this city, and about Elna's unit. "Lady Clelia, how are your injuries?" "I'm perfectly fine now. I'm even healthier than before. My physical condition has truly been excellent lately. I used to catch colds often, but now I'm fine. This must be thanks to the blessings of the spirits." "Lord Alan, thank you so much for taking care of Lady Clelia." "No, I merely did what was natural, so please don't concern yourselves with it." "And Viscount Sirio, why are you here?" "Lady Clelia, you must have heard about my lord, Marquis Ludovic, correct? When defeat became certain, the Marquise had me escape from the castle with a select few elites. My mission is to assist Lady Clelia in rebuilding the kingdom. Ah, uncle. And those select few elites? They are 2,000 elite soldiers of the Marquise's army. They are currently dispersed throughout the land, but should Lady Clelia issue a command, they will become death soldiers to defeat your Royal Highness's enemies. Oh my goodness, 2,000 people! I had intended to call everyone to this city to end all of this and have them return home. And what is the method for rebuilding the kingdom? That I do not know. Considering the response of this country, the Kingdom of Belta, which Lady Clelia just spoke of, their assistance cannot be relied upon. However, we must accomplish it, the rebuilding of the kingdom and the restoration of the House of Ludovic. Uncle, and those select few elites? They are 2,000 elite soldiers of the Marquise's army. They are currently dispersed throughout the land, but should Lady Clelia issue a command, they will become death soldiers to defeat your Royal Highness's enemies. Oh my goodness, 2,000 people! I had intended to call everyone to this city to end all of this and have them return home. And what is the method for rebuilding the kingdom? That I do not know. Considering the response of this country, the Kingdom of Belta, which Lady Clelia just spoke of, their assistance cannot be relied upon. However, we must accomplish it, the rebuilding of the kingdom and the restoration of the House of Ludovic. Even so, a country cannot be retaken with only 2,000 soldiers. I need to end this as soon as possible to prevent any more sacrifices.
Everyone, listen carefully. The reason I called you all to this city was... Clelia, let me say what comes next, Alan interjected. Huh? Why Alan? This doesn't concern Alan at all. Everyone, listen carefully. Honestly, Clelia and I didn't put much stock in the request we put out at the Adventurers Guild. We weren't even sure if there were still people loyal to Clelia, let alone that there were 2,000 of them. However, Clelia never gave up. She worked hard every day to restore the kingdom, even if she was alone. Oh, as expected of Lady Clelia. That's our Lady Clelia. Clelia and I had been discussing how to concretely rebuild the country, but it was just a pipe dream without any substance. Now that we've been able to meet up with all of you today, we can finally turn it into a concrete plan. I can't go into specifics right now, but I think we can finalize the details today and talk about a concrete plan tomorrow. Could you give us just a little more time? Lord Alan, I understand what you're saying. However, I cannot accept you referring to Her Royal Highness so informally, no matter how much of a benefactor you are, Dalsim said. My apologies. I've become accustomed to calling her as one of my adventurer companions. From now on, I'll call her Lady Clelia. Alan, what are you doing? Lady Clelia, let's finalize the plan later, Alan whispered. What exactly is Alan thinking? I've never discussed a plan for rebuilding the kingdom with Alan, nor do I intend to. I'm completely baffled, but there's one thing I must correct. I cannot allow Alan to call me Lady Clelia. Everyone, let me correct one thing. You may not believe it, but Alan and his companions are not from this continent, and when Alan returns to his own country, he is a person of a rank that would be called Your Excellency. Therefore, there is no need for Alan to call me Lady Clelia or anything of the sort. Is that so? My apologies, Your Excellency, Dalsim said. No, it's quite all right. Alan's words seemed to have restored everyone's hope. The atmosphere was completely different from before. They were all chattering about the plan Alan had mentioned. Oh, if this plan turns out to be a lie, they will surely be disappointed. What in the world is Alan thinking? After this, I heard the details of the survivors. Amazingly, 6 Imperial Guard units, totaling 58 individuals, had survived. It seemed that only the representatives of each unit were present here. Since my survival was not confirmed, most of them were apparently hiding as adventurers in the Kingdom of Sicilio. I also spoke with Viscount Suriox. A total of 2,051 individuals, loyal retainers who had served the Marcus's family for generations, had escaped with the Viscount. They were now apparently scattered and hiding in rural areas of the Alois Kingdom and the Sicilio Kingdom. They had a system in place to maintain regular contact. Alan's words were bothering me so much that I couldn't focus on the conversation at all. I should cut this short and interrogate Alan back at the inn. Everyone, there are many stories to tell, but we must finalize what Alan spoke of earlier. I think I will return to the inn for now. Then we of the Imperial Barge shall accompany you, Dalsum said. No, that won't be necessary. Alan and his companions are sufficient as guards. The inn we're staying at isn't that spacious either. Then we, the Imperial Guard, shall stay at that inn. No matter how skilled Lord Alan may be, he cannot match the Imperial Knights when it comes to security. No, Captain Dalsum, even in terms of sword skill and magic, the Imperial Knights cannot defeat Alan. That might be true, but I don't think this is the place to say it. What? Is that true, Lord Norian? It is true. Even if everyone present here attacked Alan at once, you would not be able to defeat him. That's ridiculous. There are 14 Imperial Knights of captain rank here. What Elna is saying is true. Alan is that strong. But it's not surprising. Alan is beloved by the goddess Luminous. What? Is that truly so? Lord Seriox exclaimed. Indeed it is. I have witnessed with my own eyes numerous miracles that could only be accomplished by someone beloved by the goddess. I cannot speak of them easily, but there is proof as well. Oh, Lord Alan, I have a request. Would you be willing to grant even an old man like myself a glimpse of what it means to be beloved by the goddess? This is by no means out of mere curiosity. It is very important for me in predicting our future. How should I do that? Alan asked. Then, as I just suggested, how about having all the Imperial Guards attack Alan at once? That way, you'll see that I'm telling the truth, and I won't have to be called a liar. Oh, that way, we can also see Lord Alan's strength. It's killing two birds with one stone. Elna, you're going to regret this later. I recently found out that the building used for Adventurers Guild examinations can be rented for 100 guineas an hour when not in use. It would be a hassle to go outside the city, so we decided to rent it and all head to the guild.